Hello and welcome to our channel, The Excel Education. In this video, we will be talking about the Ohm's Law. So, what is Ohm's Law? The Ohm's Law is a law that states that the current through a conductor between 2 points is directly proportional to the voltage applied across the 2 points. So, the Ohm's Law is named after the German physicist and mathematician George Simon Ohm, and this law points out the relation between the current flowing through a conductor and the voltage applied against its two terminals. So let's read the statement. What does the Ohm's law state? The Ohm's law states that the current I flowing through any conductor is directly proportional to the potential difference existing between the two ends points of the same conductor, provided that the temperature of the conductor remains constant. We know that when the temperature, in case of metallic conductors of course, when the temperature increases, the resistance also increases. So the current can't be the same when the temperature increases. So when the temperature of the conductor remains constant, hypothetically speaking, then the current flowing through the conductor will be directly proportional to the potential difference applied against the two terminals. So we can say that I varies as V when T is constant, or I equals to V into K where K is another constant. This constant of proportionality K is known as the conductance, which is the reciprocal of resistance. So basically current is equals to voltage into the conductance of the conductor, or voltage equals to current into resistance. Okay, so we can say that K equals to G equals to 1 by R and I equals to V by R. However, this linear relationship doesn't apply to all the conductors. This applies mainly to the metallic conductors, and those who follow the Ohm's law are called the linear conductors. As for example, there is resistor. On the other hand, for some non-linear conductors like silicon carbide, the relationship can be given as V equals to I to the power m into K, where K and m are constants and m is less than unity. Okay, so here the constant K is not the resistance. Okay, it is not equal to the resistance or conductance. Okay, this is another constant, and the current to the power a number that is less than unity. So the voltage is not directly proportional to the current. This is a non-linear relation. Okay, so Ohm's law doesn't apply to non-linear devices like diodes, voltage regulators, etc. Because for the Ohm's law to be applicable, the voltage and current relation should be a linear one, and their slope must be resistance. Basically, if the slope is theta, then tan theta will be the resistance. Okay, tan theta will be the resistance. Here it is V, here it is I. So by the definition that the current I and the potential difference V, they are directly proportional to each other, we can get the three basic forms of the Ohm's law. They are V equals to IR, This is the first one. I equals to V by R, and R equals to V by I. These are the three basic forms of the Ohm's law. So the three parameters used here, V, I and R, within these three parameters, if we know any two of them, we can find the third one. If we know V and I, we can get the R by the third one. If we know R and I, we can get V from the first one. If we know V and R, we can get I from the second formula. So if you know any two of them, we can find out the third one. These three are the basic forms of the Ohm's law. Okay, and remember that these formulas are only applicable when the temperature is constant, because if the temperature increases, then the value of R will increase, because when the temperature increases, the value of R also increases. Why value of R also increases? Because the value of rho, the resistivity that is fundamental to the conductor, also increases. Okay, because by increasing the temperature we can increase rho, and that's why R will also increase. So the Ohm's law will only be applicable when the temperature is constant. But we know when we conduct some electricity through any conductor, the conductor will heat up and the temperature will increase. So the Ohm's law is basically a hypothetical formula, and it is basically used to simplify the calculations. Okay, practically the Ohm's law should not be applicable. This is only a hypothetical one and is only used for the simplification. Now let's move on to our next topic, or the next form of Ohm's law, that is the point form of Ohm's law. Basically, until now what we have learned, the formula is V equals to IR. Okay, here V, I, R, all three of them are scalar quantities, but the point form of Ohm's law is between all the vector quantities. Okay, so what is the point form of Ohm's law and how can we derive it? So let's start with the Ohm's law, that is V equals to IR. Okay, so let's start with the first form of Ohm's law, that is V equals to IR, where I is the current through the conductor in the unit of ampere, V is the voltage across the conductor, volt is the unit, and R is the resistance of the conductor, the unit is ohm. Okay, so now we know that R equals to rho into L by A and I equals to JA. R equals to rho, resistivity, into length of the conductor by cross section area of the conductor, and I, the current, is equals to the current density J and the area, cross section of area A. Okay, where J is the current density vector and A is the area of cross section of the conductor. So by putting the value of R and I, what do we get? We can write V equals to J rho L, because V is equals to IR, V equals to IR. Now what is I? I is equals to J vector A vector. Okay, and what is R? R is equals to rho L by A. So rho into L total by A. So A and A will cancel out. So we will be left out with J rho L. So V will be equals to J rho L, J rho L. Okay. So V is equals to J rho L, or J equals to V by this part rho L. Okay. So J is equals to V by rho L, V by rho L. Okay. But 1 by rho, we know 1 by rho is equals to sigma, and V by I equals to E. Okay. E is the electric field at that location, and sigma is a material dependent parameter called the conductivity. Conductivity, we write it by G, as we have discussed earlier. Conductivity G, that is also signified by sigma. Okay, so the 1 by rho part will become sigma. Okay, and V by L will be the electric field. Okay, we will know about electric field later. Just remember that E equals to V by L. Okay, E is also vector, V by L. Okay, so we can write J equals to sigma E, because V by L will become E and 1 by rho will become sigma. We know that J equals to V by rho L. Okay, let's write V by rho L equals to V by L and 1 by rho. 1 by rho into V by L. Okay, that can be also written as sigma E. I have made a mistake here. This will be L, 1 by rho into V by L. V by L will become E and 1 by rho will become sigma. So this form J equals to sigma E is known as the point form or the vector form of the Ohm's law. Okay, this form, we will see this form again in the electromagnetic field theory. There is a subject EMFT. This form will come again when we will discuss about the chapters EMFT. Okay, just remember that for now, that J, the current density, is equals to sigma, the conductivity, into E, the electric field. Okay, conductivity into electric field. This form is known as the point form of the Ohm's law.